Here's Miss Ellie. Morning, guys. Your old pal Brian. Somehow or another, I managed to not charge my dork cam and had to do same. Well, it's August 30th at about 7:30 in the morning, and charged a few batteries yesterday to take my little Armada up. Since I last spoke, had a little change in dynamics. Stay. Ellie. Got put on the list to go, and I complained to my boss. I said, listen, you know, I did 2 tours in Andrew and 1 tour in Katrina where I was first wave, and you know, if you got to leave somebody back, it needs to be me. And you know, I'm a goddamn 12-year diabetic, and just a nick on one of my feet, and then exposure to the putrid water that'll be there here in a day or two, because that water will stop flowing, can result in me losing a limb. Much like our friend Ron over at the club. So I prefer that to not happen. That's the bottom line. My personal discomfort aside, it means nothing. You can do anything for 10 days or 2 weeks. Been there, done that. But to stay soaked for 2 weeks is not good. It's ungood for a diabetic. So they put me at the very, 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 very bottom of the list. And if I need to, I'll pull the medical card on them. But as of right now, there's a good chance that I'm not going to go. So, you know, I get a small abrasion on one of my feet, and it makes me exceedingly nervous. Ellie, come! Hey, little girl. The very reason I don't go to my flying club 2 days a week. It suits me, though. I like hanging out with my dog. Had a really nice time at the flying club yesterday. I trying to sort my conversion issue, and I finally effectively figured it out. So picture the telemetry for a battery monitor. You plug in a FLVSS or something similar to it into your smart port, and you're good to go. Well, about 50% of the time I inadvertently plug my board in backwards. That is my the smart port charging that is smart port telemetry unit in backwards into my charging there's my balance charger, forgive me, I'm getting gnawed on. And no big deal. It's got it appears to have a diode in there that corrects your error and just simply doesn't do anything. Well, I went in there with the first one that had a display, and it's too big to have a graphene battery in there and that display. I mean, you got to just stick it in there just right. So no big deal. I kind of got away from graphenes anyway and started using Nanotech 2200s. They fit better, and with the less weight, you're good to go. Hey, Eloise. So, see, we do a little low pass for Miss Ellie. She sees it.
11.5 volts.
Cocker Spaniel wouldn't know what to look at, but here it comes. There you go. Not this time. So I moved over to the mini one, which was 10 bucks. That's $7 cheaper than what I've been paying. And it is not marked well where it says ground. And then on top of that, the graphines, I think the red line, I thought the red line was ground. I can never remember, and I swear on one of them it's wired wrong. So all I would say is you just plug it in backwards, and if you get telemetry, great. If you don't, you just flip it over. Until yesterday. It cooked my negative line, just cooked it. And I thought, well, fuck it, smoke the receiver as well, and probably the flight control board too, you know. Got it home, plugged in the receiver independently to a battery source, and ooh, it lit up. That's good. I went ahead and put an old school telemetry unit on there with OLED display, and it worked fine. And then I did something different. I plugged in the telemetry unit first, and then went to plug in the battery, and the bitch fired up. Just, you know, for the life of me, I don't understand that whole dynamic. So I says, you know what? I've got a current sensor, which also will work as a voltage sensor for telemetry. I'll use it. And last I tried, I went ahead and plugged it in, and when you plug it, you know, it's not a two-step process. You just plug it straight in from your battery, and although it's the size of a smart car, it actually appeared to work all right. At least it didn't cause my a damn motors to spool up. You know, it's a fun aircraft, and if you lay off the gas, you actually do pretty good. What else? Holiday weekend coming, short day Saturday, I got a thing I got to go to.
11.2 volts.
Sunday, I'll be working at 10, and Monday I'll be working at 10, most likely on the river, on an airboat. She likes running after that plane. Alright, that's enough for flight number 1.
11.2 volts.
Probably fly forever. Landing. Wink.
Throttle hold.
Too lazy to go chase. Plus, I don't get my feet wet if I don't have to. See ya.